Jason?
Yeah, hey, should I update my name to have the gender?
I
don't think anybody did that.
Yeah, your gender has been in question.
Yeah, I figured no, I just noticed when you're on that, like, and you're like M and then A, so I didn't know if I did not miss that memo or not, but it's like, for how many people did it? I can change it.
Maybe if
Not necessary.
that's fine.
Okay, I'm doing the B's, by the way. So.
Well, we'll see.
Dude, my watch is Swift Power.
We'll see, dude. If you go out there and set the fastest time you can,
Yeah, that's still B category.
we'll see.
If I'm lucky, I'll get
done.
C. Huh?
When you're done, it was kind of nice to have Sal jump on after doing his effort, like a little cool down. If you want to jump back on this channel, we'll do a quick little get your thoughts on how the ride went.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I got to give Mike incoherent thoughts of the day.
The musings from Sal.
It was bad. What was your plan?
Yeah. Ride fast.
Just harder on the pedal every time.
Who else is not ready for, like, Larson or
If you listen, I will read them off when we go live.
Okay.
Yeah, just tune in. I'll go through the whole thing.
There were some fast dudes.
I bet, yeah. I need to pull up the other computer over here. Yes, where do I find?
Man, we're stuck 10 minutes. I'm not seeing an invite.
Good.
Accepted an invite, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No, I
Yeah,
think the button coming up to join, I think it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill out and go in again, Mike, because I'm concerned. I had 2 sessions of Swift running, and I think maybe that confuses this. So I'm gonna try that again. You're playing music, man, awesome.
Probably stealing the background music.
No, I think it's awesome.
Sorry, I just turned on the live.
We're about 7-8 minutes to go. Austin, if you want to pop on, and Celia, if you want to do what's up, jump in anytime you're ready.
Good, bye.
Yeah, we're 7 minutes or so. We got a few things to cover. I'd rather be on a little early. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. For those of you who were here this morning for the time trial, for those of you just joining us, welcome to the Red Peloton Virtual Stage Race. And good luck to all of you who have joined us today. We're happy that you are here. We got a nice big group, about 25 folks that are signed up to do our time trial this afternoon. This is stage 1 of 3 stages of racing, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tomorrow will be the criterium and Sunday will be the road race. Today, we had the first wave go off this morning at 9 a.m. and we will be starting the second wave here in about 5 minutes. So in the next minute or two, if you haven't seen the invite to invite you to come onto course and queue up, that should be coming any minute. We had about 20 riders this morning. I'll give you those names and some times that you can look at to know what sort of the fast times of the day were. We are going to be doing, it's about 11 miles, Fuego Flats, not much elevation change, only 52 feet, so essentially an out and back course. Joining me on the line is my teammate and very accomplished cyclist, putting in about 4 years at Cal Poly, a couple of years at UC Davis, and we've been riding together probably the last 10 years at Red Peloton here in Sonoma County. I would like to welcome Sal Lucido by my side.
Michael, my
Are you
pleasure and
with me?
honor to be
Hey, hello,
alongside you.
welcome. Excellent. Thanks for joining. So we are within 5 minutes to go. You'll see a message for those of you who are tuning in here on our live stream. There is the message that we need to have you on a time trial bike. So no drafting in this event, a little different than an actual time trial. In that real life time trial, we'd be starting you every minute or two. You'd have a rider up the road, you'd have somebody behind you. So this is going to be a mass start, but the time trial bike will not allow any drafting with your fellow competitors. So if you are at the start line and you are not on a Zwift time trial bike, switch it out right now so we can count your time on the 11-mile course. Also, prizes tonight. This is real cash. We've got $15 for the winner of each category, 5 categories, and this is going to be added together. So wave 1 from this morning will be mixed in with wave 2 that we're doing right now. The overall time winner in each event will be earning the $15. But more importantly, that cumulative time will add up for Saturday's criterium and Sunday's road race. So the overall Omnium winners in each category will be taking $50 cash home. So there are some sweet prizes tonight. Like in any stage race, so got to have a good first event. So if you want to be contesting that overall Omnium cash win, make sure you have a good effort tonight. I think our timing is good with so many issues going on in the state with fire and heat and smoke, all these crazy things. At least in Sonoma County, we've had a nice run of cool weather and clear air, so hopefully everybody's training has been on par and we're going to see some good times. We did see some excellent times this morning. I'll read you off some of the times to look for. Our winner is actually, or the winner of the first wave, congratulations, Sal Lucido, in a time of 23 minutes and 6 seconds. And then we have Matt Dooley, 23 minutes, 42 seconds. And then go down the line here, D. Sweet, Yutch, Cowhey, Sheehan, Gomez, Simpkins, Despot, let's see, Slabaz, Post, Larson, Williams, Culver, Castelli, and Chua, rounding out the top 20 from this morning. Our times range from 23:06, the fast time on course this morning, to 28 minutes, 5 seconds. We're coming up on about 2 minutes till we start. Any other pre-race instructions, Sal, that you can think of?
Well, Mike, this one's pancake flat, about as flat as it gets in Zwift. You'll notice that a lot of the riders are going to power up as the countdown gets close to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you'll see many of these avatars look like they're sprinting out of the gates, and that's exactly what they're doing. Many of these riders will be maxing out 600-700 watts per kilogram to get started and accelerate. And I'm excited to see what it looks like after having done it this morning, because this is a whole lot more comfortable in this seat than it was on that saddle.
Gotcha. Excellent effort this morning. Yeah, it was from the gun. People were going hard. So I'm seeing people line up right now. We've got about 1 minute, 15 seconds till you get the green light. Out and back, practically flat. A little different than, like I said, most time trials. You'll see the riders on course, no ability to draft. We will have that ability tomorrow in the criterium. And then for your folks who love to climb, boy, we're gonna give you some good hills to climb on Sunday's road race. We'll talk about some of the elevation changes and distance while riders are on the time trial course this afternoon. Under a minute, about 50 seconds till start time. Didn't have any technical issues this morning. All riders that started were able to finish. Nobody coming offline. I guess in the real world, you can get a flat tire or a broken spoke or some kind of mechanical and not be able to finish. In this venue, you can get kicked offline and not be able to finish. But knock on wood, we didn't have that this morning, and hopefully the same will stand true for this afternoon. 15 seconds till we get the green light for racing. 5 seconds. Good luck, everyone. Let's see what we can do on course. And we are racing.
Austin
So
has
again,
kicked off to a lightning start. Oh my goodness.
So we'll read out some of the power numbers. Interesting to see. Got folks in the about 5 watts per kilogram in the front right now. We've got Cole, Austin leading the front. We've got about, I counted 5 Peloton riders in the group that'll be trying to work together in the next 2 days, but this is an individual effort today.
Yep. No drafting today.
Each rider against the clock.
Looks like Austin's settling into about 4.5 watts per kilogram. Everybody's kind of settling in. Really tight grouping up at the front. Cole Rasmussen having a ride. Look at him get out of the gate fast up in the top 4. Nick Roach in the top 4. Enrique only a couple
Roach,
seconds behind.
Fierce competitor. Nick coming back from the TNTs, doing a lot of indoor training, so I'm curious to see what he can do, not only today, but also in that criterium tomorrow and in the road race. He'll be one of the favorites to be a top finisher. He did really well in the TNTs.
I always love watching Nick ride. He's the classic time trialist. He's turning a whopping 52 RPM, producing 320 watts right now. Just a big diesel engine.
Gotcha.
Enrique has a new machine. He's riding the super fast, super slick Felt A1 with his new Bell helmet. Enrique is probably the slipperiest looking rider on the course right now, and he is just about to overtake the lead.
And I see also in the group, thanks for joining us, Donald Hersom riding, I believe still down in San Jose, previous Red Peloton rider, super strong out on the road. Curious to see what numbers he'll turn in today. Thanks for joining us again. And right behind him, looks like Baumgartner, another Red Peloton rider.
Jeff is a great time trialist, and he's holding back a little bit right now. I expect that he'll start encroaching on the leaders here very shortly. Interesting pack at the front. Top 4 riders are all within a second of each other. It almost looks like they're in a Peloton, but they're on TT bikes. They are not getting the benefit of the draft in Zwift. This is an individual effort, and they're all trying to chase down Eric right now.
So as you know, Sal, our time on the road, having that draft is a huge advantage. But without that advantage, you still have just the psychological advantage of that carrot at the end of the stick. So if there's a rider, right there in front of you, and you want to be in that maybe podium position, top 3, okay, that's the time you need to turn. That's the mystery that's erased. Normally in a time trial, you really don't know the guy who started 6 people behind you, how he's doing time-wise. So here today, we've got 6, 7 riders, all within vision of each other, of knowing kind of where they stand.
It's a really cool format, Mike. You're right. It's really unusual to have this kind of an event like this, and it's super interesting to watch the strategies unfold. Again, Eric's still leading the group, and they're rotating almost. You've got Enrique and what is that? Pat? Oh, Paul Levy. Excuse me. Paul Levy's starting to pull away just a hair.
The other thing that these riders are thinking about right now as well, as I can see, they are just mashing the pedals and putting out big power as they work hard. The other strategy is, how fast can you go over the whole course? It's not just a matter of getting out of the gate fast or having a strong last 200 yards, but what is the maximum power you can put out over that 11-mile distance? So maybe, if you're not feeling great, so now backing off a little bit, and then after that turnaround, maybe hitting the throttle further and squeezing a little more out of the legs. There's different strategies that go along with this, but it's interesting to see right now, anyhow. You got a nice tight grouping, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 riders, all going to be within a few seconds of each other. So we are 2.4 miles in and seeing some fast speeds. So those watts translating to 27, 28 miles an hour, which is similar to what we were seeing this morning.
It's like Paul and Enrique are starting to separate a little bit from the field. You got Nick Roach about 4 seconds behind Enrique. And then you have Eric, Don, and Austin all really tight in there.
Mm-hmm. So settling, I'm seeing top 4 to 5, 5.1 from Enrique right now. Nick Roach at about 4.9 watts per kilogram. Donald 4.8. So serious power. The times again, winning time from this morning, 23 minutes 6 seconds, 23 minutes 42 seconds. So if it's any consolation, riders, this is going to be about a 23-minute effort. So don't hold too much back on your out here right now. So these riders will have overnight to recover, and then tomorrow morning we get started at about 8:15 with the men's C and women's B combined criterium. 8:15 start. Men's B, women's A at 9 a.m. They'll be doing 6 laps. The men's C, women's B will be doing 4 laps, and then the final race tomorrow on the criterium course will start at 10 a.m. and the men's A will be 7 laps. This is the Richmond Flats course. We'll give you more details of that as we go along.
I can tell you Austin Hermosillo is having a ride. He is a B rider, normally produces less than 4 watts per kilogram, and he has been sitting around 4.5 to 5, hanging with the big A's, and just a tremendous ride from him this evening.
Beautiful. Keep it up. If you are listening in, Enrique as well, right behind, only about 2 seconds off that pace. Nick, you're about 8 seconds behind the leader. Let's see, Houston, 13 seconds back. Hersom, 10 seconds off. Austin, 14. Everybody, those 5 riders. And then we have Cole, 5 riders within about 13, 14 seconds. The second group led by Cole and Baumgartner at about 38 seconds off. So you guys are still turning really good times. And we are leaders 3.8 minutes, 3.8 miles into the race so far.
Sorry about that, Mike.
That's all right.
I can't confirm this, but I think we have a husband and wife battle going on right now. If you look a little farther down the charts, you'll see that we have a Veronica Huckabee and a Dale Huckabee, and they're currently 20 seconds apart, and Veronica is putting the hurt down right now. So got to confirm that
Let's
later.
see it. Let's see what you guys got.
They're on the same team. They're on Big Orange, and they're wearing the same kit. So I've got to believe this is a husband and wife battle right now.
Yes, about a 20-second difference or so. Similar watts. Let's see how that one plays out. Back to the front. It is Levy, Rojas, Roach, Hersom, Houston, Ruffin, Hermosillo, all within about 15, 17 seconds. You riders should be able to see each other as you're trucking along. We are about 9.5 minutes into the time trial tonight. Again, a little over 23 seconds was the winning time from this morning. So these riders who are putting in a huge effort tonight, they will have tonight to rest and recover and fuel up. So for those going for the Omnium, it's not only about turning over a big time tonight, but then also recovering and be able to go hard at that criterium tomorrow and turn around, rest up, get those legs fresh, and do it again. I see that. I see
big pass in front.
Switching positions.
Yep. Paul's power started fading a little bit there. And Enrique's been strong from the start, and he finally overtook Paul. It woke Paul up. Paul has kicked it up a notch. What a battle.
He is going to stay right on that wheel, right in visual connection.
These two are separating from the rest. You still got Nick Roach and Donald and Eric. I don't know Ruffin's first name. I think it's Jeff, another local USAC rider. And Austin and Jeff Bumgarner, they're all kind of hanging around in visual sight. But Austin is definitely faded a little bit here. He's not putting out the big wattage he was putting in at the start. So this is very interesting. Kind of experienced this myself.
Austin, I know it's
morning.
Could be part of his plan, looking for maybe a strong effort in the turnaround to make up some time. I know it's in there, Austin. Keep at it. Keep working hard.
That was the biggest challenge this morning, was to race my race. I got all caught up in the you know, the visual aspect of it, where you're battling these people and you can see them and you can see the time gaps, and you really got to race your race. You got to know your body and do your thing and settle into what's best for your fastest time. And I think that's what Austin's doing right now.
Beautiful. And I'm taking a little peek over Nick Roach's shoulder. Looks like he's still got great vision on the second place rider, first place rider. So he's definitely within range of taking a win tonight. Donald right there as well in the fourth position, only, let's see, about 15 seconds back.
Done quite a few team time trials with Nick Roach this summer. That young man is a powerful, powerful rider. His dad's no slouch either.
That's for sure. One of our local Santa Rosa riders, phenom on the mountains, incredible climber.
Nick's still churning out 55 RPM at 320 watts, just diesel engine.
Beautiful. About 6 miles in, riders. So let's see, we have not hit the turnaround yet. Is that right, Sal?
Correct. Coming up on it.
So there was a little bit of a ride in, so it's not exactly half the distance. So front riders coming in to the turnaround point very shortly.
I got Enrique coming up to the big space shuttle landing zone. That's what it looks like anyway. Area 51 in Zwift. It's about to do the big turnaround. He's starting to put some distance on Paul. He'd love to get out of sight, out of mind. Man, he looks slippery on that new bike.
Great to see also on course tonight, John Simmons. If you're tuned in, thank you for joining us. Great to have you on course today. John just competes ferociously in a bunch of races every year, riding for Tesla. I think he's still riding with them this year. Always see him at the races. Had a great early 2020 season. I think about 13 starts. Let's see, Valley of the Sun stage race. He did in the 16-17 season. He does about 30 to 40 races a year. So really stoked to see him out on course and showing us what he's got tonight. Looking forward to seeing his performance over the next few days.
All right, Enrique just went through the timing stick for the return home, which is about 9 kilometers, a little more than 9 kilometers. So this is the clock that you get to see when you're racing, and it puts your PR times up. So I'm sure Enrique is quite aware of the ride he's having right now, and he's also looking at where he needs to be to finish strong. So all of these guys are turning into the home stretch, and it'll be really interesting to see if Enrique starts putting additional distance here, because I see his power starting to come up. He's pushing over 5 watts per kilogram on the home stretch.
And interesting with the out in the back, you can kind of see the other riders pass you going the other direction, heading towards the turnaround. Same thing. As you can see, when the first person in the first position passes you, and maybe give you a little extra boost of energy and motivation when that rider passes you to kick it up a notch or two. So most riders now either have reached the turnaround point or very close to reaching that point. Still turning some fast times, equivalent of about 26 miles an hour. Cole at 6.7 miles in, heading towards the turnaround.
Cole's doing a nice job riding his race. He's got a more manageable power output now, just below 4 watts per kilogram.
Taking a quick peek at Brant Arthur. He's made 6.8 miles in. Right now turning 3.3 watts per kilogram. And I'm sure hoping for a good strong finish. The rest of the miles that remain ahead, good luck. Give us everything you got here.
Paul Levy is not giving up. He is keeping Enrique in his visual crosshairs, and he is not giving up. He is bringing it back.
About 4 seconds at the moment. Then another 9 seconds. Nick Roach behind him. So, of course, we know on that it's going to be exciting when we see not only tomorrow's criterium, will a group be able to break away. Definitely in the road race with those hilly sections and drafting becomes less of a factor. What will happen there? Time can be made on those climbs. So the difference of a few seconds tonight, in some cases, will be enough to keep you in a lead position. In other cases, if you get some strong climbers, those few seconds can disappear quickly. So regardless, you can't take a chance. All riders on course right now want to put in a good, strong effort. Don't want to be wondering as you close out the night, could I have gone a little further? Could I shaved off a few more seconds? You do not want to be second guessing yourself. Put it all out there and turn over a big time tonight. The other thing that's significant about our timing for the Red Peloton stage race this weekend is it's typically the end of the road season. This is would have been Oakland Grand Prix, my last race of the season. It's always a fun race to look forward to, not only because of great support in the race, great fun course, always some great action, fun sprints, good finishes, but there's some rest and relaxation after that last race of the year if you're not doing the cross season. Always pressure to have a good, strong finish in the last race of the season. So I'm sure some of the riders out there that this will be their last competition of the year before they back off a little bit. Definitely want to have a good showing, a good, strong finish before you wind down the season and start to take a little break.
We're not backing off. We're going to keep racing through the winter. Come on now.
Is that what's going to happen? I'm sure some have that theory, and we'll just keep on going right on through the winter.
I know you're going to go
that option.
Skiing, I know that's your plan. You usually win the state championships and then go skiing.
Little skiing, little surfing, a little hiking in the mountains. Just get away from it all. Not this year though. Definitely don't have any inkling of burnout and ready to walk away from the bike this year with the very minimum racing that happened out on the road. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see what this fall brings.
You got to get MC Hammer an indoor trainer with a power meter is what I think.
Quite possibly someday. 2 seconds between the first and second riders. Nick 23 seconds off. Donald, you're about 32 seconds off the leader, turning some great numbers still. I'm seeing 4.4 watts per kilogram from Nick and Donald. Let's see. Enrique still holding that first position though, 5.3 watts.
Paul's taking back 2
as
seconds.
he goes into the final couple miles.
He's taking back
2
a couple
seconds
seconds.
whittled down.
Yep. And he can almost smell him now.
This is a battle for
Less
the
than
first place in the second wave tonight.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's less than 500 meters that he has to close. I also noticed that Paul's on the Zwift issue time trial bike on the Zip 808 wheels, which is very entry level. I mean, we're not talking about a very slippery machine. And on the other hand, Enrique's riding one of the top time trial bikes. It is the fastest TT bike in the game. He's got perhaps the third fastest wheels in the game that you can acquire, and you can only get those by climbing the ladder and getting up the level. So Enrique's probably got 15 seconds of equipment speed over Paul. So Paul's having a heck of a ride right now just to keep Enrique in sight.
Gotcha. So for our leaders, less than a mile and a half, we're coming up on 20 minutes of elapsed time. Remember that finishing time being just over 23 minutes. So 2-3 more minutes for the front riders, and this thing is going to be in the bag. They are surely digging for everything they've got right now to have a strong finish on this first stage.
Agreed. Looks like Donald is starting to close the gap on Nick Roach a little bit too. Donald also on a very slippery machine with disc wheels.
Looks like about 11 seconds between that third and fourth position. All right, Enrique, you've got about 1 mile to go, showing 10.1 miles. So put on your effort for 1 mile to go.
He's flying. He's just flat out flying. .48 kilometers an hour. That's Tour de France speed right there.
Yeah, approaching 30 miles an hour, 29 miles an hour out of Enrique right now. Paul showing same thing, 28 miles an hour right there. 10.5 miles, about a little over a half a mile to go, fellas. It's about time to empty the tank.
In game, you can hear the train coming. When you hear the train, it's time to go. Enrique's got a little less. He's coming up on 500 meter mark. 500 meter mark. That's a sprint. Let's go. It's easy to say that from here. I couldn't sprint with 500 meters to go. I was done.
That's it. Fill up those lung riders, big, full, strong pedal strokes. Be as efficient as possible for this finish here. Let's see what we can do tonight.
Enrique's looking really solid. He is definitely bringing it home. He's taking that gap up to 4 seconds again, 3 seconds. Don Hersom and I think it's Jeff Ruffin are neck and neck.
Okay, first 2 riders crossing the line there. Congratulations, beautiful ride. So that is, we're going to have to wait till we combine all the times to get official times. But first couple riders across the line, congratulations on your efforts. Nick Roach approaching the finish line right now. Strong, solid ride. There's that 5 watts per kilogram. Looking strong on the finish. Congratulations as you come across the line. Well done.
Ruffin is going to try and catch him right at the line. Donald's almost there. Ruffin's on his heels.
Donald's on the gas, working hard.
It's tight. Oh, Donald holds him off. Austin's about
Austin
ready to
right
cross
behind.
the line. Yep.
Beautiful, Austin. Nice, strong finish. Austin did great in the TNTs. Looking forward to seeing his results as we go along.
Cole's doing a nice job of holding off Brent. The Battle of the Huckabees. Well, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting
Looks like
conversation
Eric
around the
has
dinner
crossed
table
the line.
tonight.
Congratulations. Strong finish, Eric. Well done. Cole still working hard. He will be our next finisher. Give it everything you got, Cole. Now's your chance. Love to hear little details about the ride when you finish, but right now we're watching you finish this course strong.
200 meters. Punch it, Cole. Brant is finishing strong at 5.5 watts per kilogram. He is sprinting it home.
Beautiful. Well done. And Brant Arthur now coming across the line. Excellent ride tonight. Great effort.
Well, Battle of the Huckabees is coming up.
Yes.
And, she's got about a minute and some change. I think she's probably going to be having dinner before hubby crosses the line.
In front of them, still finishing up. Dr. Noodle, very aero tuck, working hard, turning 3.3 watts per kilogram. Finishing up his effort. Finish it up. Everything you got. Almost there.
I'm liking Team Big Orange's kit. That's a really nice looking kit. I've not seen that one in Zwift yet. That's a very unique kit, and I like it.
Two-tenths of a mile left. For Dr. Noodle. So you are almost there. Should start to see the archway there. There is your finish line. Beautiful ride tonight. Way to stick with it. All right, finishing up. 2 more riders on course. Well done. So here's the battle.
I've got 3 on course. I still got John Simmons.
3, or we still have, yes, we still got John Simmons. And he's got a couple miles to go. So John, stay at those pedals, stay at it. I know with all the racing that John has done, I'm not sure recently here his training schedule, but if his racing schedule, and from what I've seen at the races, all the miles I'm sure he's logging, he'll be able to recover and have a strong ride tomorrow after tonight's effort.
I'm watching Dale Huckabee finish up the end of his race here. And Mike, you know this from our days of collegiate racing and amateur racing. You ever done a time trial without a helmet?
Well, I got to tell you, I came into the sport just as hairnets were coming out of out of legal. It was really just within the last year or two in the early 80s that helmets were required, and the whole ANSI sticker to be tested and official. So No, that was a little before my time where I could do a time trial without a helmet. Both the Huckabees are done for the day. Congratulations on both of you for a great effort. So again, tomorrow,
So I'll
we
point
will
out,
have,
Mike, just
they'll
for
go,
giggles, on the Huckabees,
yes.
just kind of an interesting note. Veronica, one of the women's riders in today's race, is wearing the Fuego Flats jersey right now because she set the fastest time for women on the course today. So she had a nice ride this afternoon,
cool. Well
and she's
done.
getting to wear the very special jersey for Fuego Flats.
Big effort. Nice. Well done. Sal, maybe you can pull up John Simmons. I am not able to get back in the event to
Yeah, let me see if I
see
can do
where
that
he's at with
because
things. If you can
I
do
know
that,
it.
I'll do a quick, for those who are still on, a quick reminder for tomorrow. So the men's C, women's B, 4 laps. Each lap distance is 3 miles. So 3 times 4 for the men's C, 3 miles times 6 laps for the men's B and women's A. And then finally, last race of the day, 7 laps for our A men. So approximately 21 miles. So it's just going to be some fast racing tomorrow. I guarantee it. Looking forward to seeing the fireworks from tomorrow. Will folks be interested in taking a teammate or an alliance and getting off early and working together and trying to stay away? Or will it come down to some bunch sprints? We'll just have to wait and see. Sure enjoyed the excitement of the TNTs earlier. Watching those final sprints. I mean, we had some nights where there were 7, 8 riders coming into the final K, and it just exploded. The sprint numbers, the wattage going in the sprint was something to see. So I'm anticipating some of that excitement tomorrow as well. I know a lot of these folks have great fitness. We saw it tonight. We saw it this morning in the output of watts from many riders. So I can tell you we're going to see some top performances tomorrow. We're going to see some big wattage output. A quick reminder on our cash payouts. We need to have an email address for you so we can get that to you on PayPal if you get one of those top spots or the Omnium spots. But want to make a point tonight of thanking our sponsors, because this race would not happen without them. We have just a long list of sponsors that keep Red Peloton going. They support us and our mission. And normally they're helping to get a race team to many races around the area and across the nation. So without the in-person racing, the club decided to still stick to their mission of promoting racing, to promoting women's racing, new racing of any kind, new racers in the sport. So we allocated some of those funds that normally would have gone to travel and entry fees to our virtual stage race. So a quick rundown, there's a few of them, but I just want to make sure they all get recognized, because this race this weekend would not happen without them. We've got Coastland, Velotoes, Gene Martin Massage, Cameron Asmodee and Ray Ramos Dentists. We've got RP Healthcare, Woodford Brewing out in the Barlow, Van Bieber Brothers, Steel. We've got Mac Deli, NorCal Bike Sport, Park Point Gyms. We've got Oak Grove Construction, Wagner Carpet, Simi Winery. We've got another winery, Mayo Family Winery, Specialized, Sutter Health, Cliff Bar. So a huge thank you as we wind down this evening's broadcast to our sponsors that not only make tonight possible, but also enable us to do all the great philanthropic work that the Red Peloton does here in the county. Anybody who knows Red Peloton, not only are we out there racing on the weekends, but we do a bunch with other groups and organizations to help fundraise for good causes around the country. So special thanks to those sponsors who support us year after year. And also another big thanks to you riders for coming out and participating tonight. Remember, this it is an omnium, but it's not mandatory. So if you have any friends or riding buddies that weren't able to make it tonight, they can absolutely jump in for both races, Saturday and Sunday. Or if you can only make one race, come on out for either the criterium or the road race. To be eligible for the omnium, obviously you need to be doing all three disciplines. I think that's about it, Sal. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up for the night and get a good night's rest before we fire off tomorrow's racing?
Well, Mike, I will tell you, as a sponsor, you're welcome. We love supporting the Red Peloton and all the great work that everyone does. Countless hours of volunteerism time behind the scenes from all of our membership. I just want to point out that Enrique and his team of IT folks that keep our website going and put this kind of stuff together, and all the work that Cole did in the background to make this race happen. It's finally here. We're doing it. It's awesome. John Simmons did finish a few minutes ago. I could tell he gave it his all because that bike crossed the line and those feet stopped.
Congratulations, John. Well done. And also, I want to recognize tonight, too, the voice that you didn't hear, Celia, was our IT person helping to live stream and get us all set up with all our technical stuff tonight. So thank you, Celia. And is there any chance Enrique, Austin, or Cole are listening in and want to jump in? I'd love to hear your take of the course tonight and how things went if somebody has caught their breath.
Yeah.
Who do we have online?
This is Austin here.
Austin, thanks for joining us. How was your ride tonight? You look great.
Well, I think you guys nailed it. Definitely got caught up in the first, I'd say, half. Not really racing my own race due to the mass start. You know, you used to drafting, but that doesn't help you. So had to kind of reassess halfway through and consolidate on some spent energy. And I saw Jeff closing in on me, and I think I held him off in the end, but that became the goal there for the last bit there. Definitely wanted to puke after that.
Yeah, you don't want to hear this, Austin.
You definitely have.
Jeff lost internet connectivity for about 10 seconds, and he's claiming that that's the reason why he didn't just totally crush you.
Oh, okay, sure. Good race. Thanks for putting this on. Happy to come out and have this opportunity.
So
right
Austin,
thanks.
We saw some big wattage numbers from you out at the start. I mean, you were over 5 watts per kilogram for quite a long time. Do you think that maybe you could have held that at maybe 10% less and gone at maybe say 5 or just below?
I think so. I mean, it's the art of pacing, and I sort of botched it. I actually did a time trial on this course a few weeks ago where I paced it much better, started and build towards the finish, and I think I'd have to check, but I think I was probably around the same time, finish time, as that week. But that one felt better. This one hurt a hell of a lot more.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Great
I'll tell
effort,
you, there's so much training you can do to physically build, but unless you're out there practicing time trials, it's a unique beast, isn't it? It is not like a criterium. It's not like a group ride or a road race. It is something that has to be practiced if you're really going to hone it. Those out there that really excel at time trials, it's something that they focus on and practice a lot. So the only way to do it, get better at it, is by doing it. So congratulations to all the riders who took it on tonight. So we will put together the combined times from this morning and this evening, and we will have those posted on the Red Peloton virtual racing site. Take a look at that. Sal, do you know how we're communicating confirmations of which group the racers are racing in tomorrow?
Yes, so great question, Mike. So the way it's going to work is that we will send invites in Zwift based on the riders' categories. So you will be seeing, check your Zwift app for your invite, and you can accept that, and then your start time will be based on your category. I think we've got, you've got the list in front of you there, Mike. I think we've got the C starting first around 9 a.m. or 8:30.
Yeah, so the men's C launch at 8:15.
8:15.
And that is with the women's Bs as well. and then the men's B launch at 9 a.m. And finally, the men's A group, 10 a.m. So each rider will receive an invitation as to what group. I think that there wasn't much change, but we did set some standards on what the powers numbers needed to be to keep it as fair as possible. So do check each invitation to make sure you are racing in the race that you anticipated.
Yes, by all means, visit Race Control on our website, Red Peloton Virtual Races. And there's a link there to send an email if you have a question. You should also have Enrique's email is redpeloton@gmail.com. And great evening of racing, really exciting.
Beautiful. Fun to call the shots with you, Sal. I look forward to seeing your performance tomorrow in your event and doing some commentating with you. But for now, we will sign off. Again, thank you, riders, for participating in the first stage of the Red Peloton Virtual Stage Race. We will look forward to seeing you all the morning to kick off day 2, the criterium. Have a good night for now. We'll see you tomorrow.